Allow me to paint a picture in your mind. It's 10 a.m. on a Saturday morning. You don't have cable because you come from a low-income family. Your breakfast consists of orange juice and lukewarm SpaghettiOs. You turn on your TV, and this is the theme song you hear.
Don't stop, we're in luck now. Don't stop, there's so much to be found.
This was my introduction into the world of anime, followed by Sonic X, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, as well as Beyblade. So essentially, the anime I watched back in the day was more westernized, versus the anime I watch now, which is more Japanese. Now, the way I see it, there are two types of animes. Animes like Beyblade and Pokemon that are made more for the Western audience and are more family friendly, and then there's shit like Dragon Maid. Play that clip!
This is weird. What the heck are they like?
Good afternoon.
That's why it's an adult size? Crazy!
Are you Ida's grandson?
I'm Taketo, yeah.
I'm Alulu. I'm 16. That's what I'm supposed to say.
The same age. Your name, are you a transfer student? How did you meet my grandma?
I met her here when I asked if I could work for her, and then she hired me.
She didn't even think it over? This is suspicious. She's gotta have some ulterior motive for wanting to work here so urgently.
So, how can I help you today?
Oh, right. This is yours. A uniform and apron.
Things to wear? Fun!
Cut it out!
Now, assuming that clip played, we see that Dragon Maid is obviously for a more like teenage, like young adult audience, versus like a bunch of little kids playing with Pikachu plushies at the schoolyard with their little trading cards and Beyblades and shit. I remember when Bakugan was a trend, and that was solely popular based off a TV show where people would battle monsters. It's like every single thing they wanted to sell, they'd just make a show about it. Beyblades, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Pokemon merchandise, all kinds of shit. They would instantly be sold through marketing. But that's besides the point. That's a story for another time. I came up with a theory that I think anybody in their right mind can relate to, which I clearly am not, but I still can relate to it. It's that simple. I call it the anime intensity ratio. This shows how some shows are more suitable for little kids and Western audiences with a weak stomach, versus some shows like the Chad Dragon Maid that are for more weirdos and cool people like me, or just people who can appreciate anime. And essentially, I come into this contact where I'm like, I feel like there's another variable that I'm missing in this diagram, in this puzzle. And that is the fact that it also depends on the ratio of intensity to the ratio of viewer tolerance. Because I notice anime is a lot like drugs. That's a quote. You could put that on a t-shirt. Anime is a lot like drugs. In the sense that when you're watching anime, you build a tolerance, or you get hooked. For instance, I got hooked with Dragon Ball Z Kai and Sonic X and yada yada. And I would, get a taste of the crack. And I'm like, I gotta have more. I go down a rabbit hole, finding out what anime is. Next thing you know, I'm buying fucking random objects, like this Megumin statue over on my desk that I reviewed in a previous video. And it comes into play that you realize there's an addiction process involved for what you enjoy. But then there's more. As you realize that you're hooked on this fucking high, you gotta understand there's one more thing involved. The intensity of the drug you choose. You could be watching something really fucked up, like recently My Sister is Unusual, which I hold no responsibility nor support to, and you could be fucking ODing because your tolerance is low, or you could be enjoying it, weirdo, by the way, but your intolerance is so fucking high because you're desensitized to it. For instance, when I first saw Dragon Maid with my mom, yeah, I watched it with my mom. I was a little pussy. I was all like, oh my god, I'm so autistic screeching intensifies. But as I kind of got used to Dragon Maid and the fan service, I realized it was a golden gift to God. From God. Actually, did that shit. Even though the second season doesn't do any of that, which is great. But I could go on about this, but that's just a theory. An anime theory. And cut.